So asanteni sana. Briefly, I want to introduce Wafugaji Forum. Basically, Wafugaji is a platform where communities from pastoralist counties, we have over 11 counties, including Garissa, Mandera, Wajir, Isiolo, Marsabit, Turkana, Samburu, Kajiado, and many others. So basically, this is a platform where professionals, entrepreneurs, leaders come together and share ideas. So basically, iftar tumewaita ndio we share ideas, also have some interactive session. That's why we have brought you together. Basically, we do sessions, forum, that we discuss the issues that is bedeviled in our region. So we have had a lot of challenges across our counties. So sometimes we organize forums, we call upon leaders, professionals, entrepreneurs to discuss on way forward on how we tackle our challenges. So we are honored to invite you so that we introduce formally Wafugaji Forum. So in case you find us somewhere, you can at least put the name to the people who are behind Wafugaji Forum. Recently, our president visited Northern Kenya, and I'm sure one of our great leaders, Honorable Major Deko, was there during the visit of the president. And the president has done unprecedented move that we have never seen in the Republic since we have gained independence. I have been involved in human rights issues for almost 10 years, and we have been running after government for extrajudicial killings, for profiling of ethnic Somalis, ethnic Kushites, but we have never seen a president that has taken a step to abolish the discriminative policy of vetting only communities that live across the border. And we have seen the opposition to the policy that the president has abolished, where some people who have entitlement to presidency in this country has opposed the policy that was abolished. So sisi tunasema in the next coming elections, inshallah, because can you imagine 60 years we have been in this country, we have never seen a president taking such a bold step. But kama tunapata barabara from Mandera to Isiolo, venye president amesema kopo hiyo mahali mimi siwezi sema, lakini we get an opportunity to have a road that is tarmacked from Isiolo to Mandera, alafu tutolewe vetting.
As Abnati has said, this is Wafugaji Forum. Wafugaji Forum is basically the coming together of pastoralist people to discuss their issues. And as you are aware, I'm sure Mheshimiwa will talk more politics. Me and mine is not politics, but just on issue of, just passing the message. You are aware that the pastoralist community has been lagging behind for the last 60 years plus, and right now we have a president who is really working to ensure that they get their rights in every sphere of life, whatever we have been missing. So in that context, we also need to stand by the government of the day and work closely with with His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, because he has come out fully to be for the community.
When I received this invite, I asked so many questions, and for obvious reasons, because unfortunately as a community we have started having iftar events without being connected to the reality back home. And I really liked what this forum represented. It's not just about iftar, it's about understanding what are we doing for our people back home. And we also need to learn how to separate what is personal, what is professional, and what is politics. You have seen when we were under attack as a community, because if I use myself as an example, I went to college with just my birth certificate. Major Deko, who is my elder brother, will tell you I went to high school here, and when I went back home to get my ID, the chief said he doesn't know me, and I was joining a college. So I just had to leave, and luckily I was admitted with my birth certificate. So now when we have an opportunity to say that those things have been removed, then we must stand for each other. So we have to show that it's possible. Let's share our stories, what we've gone through, and it's not just a document. It's a document that people miss opportunities for. Like right now, when people finish high school without IDs, there are scholarships. China, Turkey. Now when you don't even have the ID, how do you even get a passport? And you're already 18. So let's take this opportunity and learn to separate the three P's I've said.
I just want to say one thing, because this is Wafugaji Forum, and when I look at the faces, we're mostly young professionals. There's a trend among us and among our communities that change can only be brought by politicians. Whenever there's an issue, the first shop or the first door we knock at is the door of a politician. But, and I want to say here, I'm not a doctor, but in 2021, we started an organization called Safe Surgical Aid, where I'm the executive director. Safe Surgical Aid was started out of a need for elective surgeries in northern Kenya. You see, when 2010 Constitution was inaugurated, it came with the devolvement of many national government functions to the counties. And at the time, the counties were not prepared in terms of infrastructure, in terms of human resource, in terms of other facilities associated with health. So together with doctor friends of mine, we started Safe Surgical Aid with the aim of providing free surgeries. The first medical camp we did was in July 2021. And since then, we have done 10,123 surgeries, all for free, all in Wafugaji community. So the message that I want to leave my colleagues and the rest of the attendees here is, in our small ways, we can effect change in many ways. 2023, as Abdel Nasser said, we started another movement called Don't Hide Me, a campaign that was meant to empower young children that are living with developmental disabilities, autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, and intellectual disability, and the rest. We've done our first awareness campaign in Nairobi. Then with the leadership of Major Deho, we did last year, December, in Garissa. In May this year, we're going to Wajir. We don't have donors, we don't have money. It is people coming together, and even if it's changing the life of one child, we can do it. So in your small ways, because this is Wafugaji professionals, please, in your community where you come from, if there's any issue that can be addressed by us, let's come together and do it.
I want to thank the organizers for inviting us for this beautiful iftar. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for these thoughts and for the resources that you use to bring us together. It's not something that we take it for granted. Number two, we are told this is a meeting of professionals. A lot of times we ask ourselves, how do you define a professional? There are a lot of dictionary definitions, but unfortunately, most of us have taken the most simplistic definition of a professional as an activity where you get income, or as an ordinary activity that you do every day where you get a paycheck at the end of the month. I think there is much more. Professionals must influence, professionals must guide, professionals must direct, professionals must lead, professionals must participate, and they must be seen to be. Unfortunately, in everyday activity, we have taken a backseat. You have a beautiful car, a beautiful house, your children, your husband, your spouse, and your office, nothing else. The leadership must begin in our masjids. The leadership must begin in our estates. The leadership must begin in our villages. The leadership must begin in our communities, and we must influence decisions. We must influence policies. We must influence and provide strategic directions. We must provide leadership. And how do you do this? You can only do this if you are present, if you are awake to the realities, if you are courageous enough, and if you read wild and wide.
First, I want to also thank the organizers of this event, Wafugaji Forum, for giving me this opportunity to join you. I say thank you very much. I have an apology, an official apology from Mheshimiwa Duale, who was to be with us here but couldn't make it because of other engagement. So please, the organizers, Abdel Nasser, take that apology on his behalf. Again, we are here as leaders of professionals from our community of Wafugaji. Somebody said we are 14 or 11 counties. We are 14 counties. We have a parliamentary group called Pastrolist Parliamentary Group, which is part of coast, including Lamu, Tana River, northern Kenya, northeastern Kenya, including Marakwet and Baringo. So these counties, we are 105 members in the parliament. And those 105 is the largest caucus in that house. Many of the issues you are seeing did not just come up. They were influenced by our team, who always took up with the president or with the leadership of this country to ensure that we have these kind of things that somebody talked about earlier. Coming together like this, we did not come for iftar. All of us have forms. Tutakosa chakula kwenda kukula kwetu, I believe, all of us here. But they said there's a book called Chinua Achebe, Things Fall Apart. I don't know whether those of my age have gone. We did that as a literature set book in high school. He said we don't come together to feast because we don't we don't have food in our homes. We come together so that we talk about our issues and address issues of like this nature. So when we come here, this is a very important forum, and how I wish this kind of engagement will continue, not only Ramadan time or iftar for iftar program, but more often even outside this Ramadan program, so that we talk about our issues. Somali waxay maxaa jirtay maamul waxali waxaa jirtay ilmo taqoma dhashay aabahood baa dhintay marka waxay maqashay adeeraheeda xalki ka xoogi rabaan waxay jirta xagga taga fariistay bal dhulka xariiqa marka waxay dhihi doonaan nimankii taqomaha way tashanayeen marka adeero baa laga yaabaa inay cabsoodaan nimankii way tashanayeen way nii tashanayeen keliya yaa inay xoolihiina nii baadbaadiyaan yaa laga yaabaa marka so us meeting here and people listening to us meeting and sitting, even sitting itself and talking about it is very important. This engagement, I will tell you, like Basha said, they have through this kind of arrangement. It is not politicians who organize these things. If they came together, that team, those young guys, did a medical camps over the years of 10,000 people, you can imagine, and no politician was involved. No politician funded it. It's out of their own. The other day we had a medical camp in Garissa with them. They don't come from Garissa. None of them actually comes from Garissa. But they organize a medical camp for people, young people with disabilities, mental disability, and developmental disability. And they funded it. We all funded it. We collected money from this kind of groupings and this kind of people and business community. If we go like that, I have a program for NEP girls. NEP girls is the oldest school in Garissa. It's been funded by some members of the Somali business community. They are carrying out a major facelift of over 100 million shillings in that school, out of their pocket. So if we come together and talk and listen to each other, we can do wonders in this country. Somalis are blessed in this country. Somalis are blessed, but we do not understand or we don't see that.